Welcome to Crossroads.
Aha! How are we
Aha.
doing?
How are you, Darren? How are you?
I'm all the better for speaking to you two.
Good, good. Right, okay, this is Sarah.
Hi.
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 All right, Darren, how
Okay.
you doing?
I'm all the better for speaking to you, Sarah.
Good. That's what we like to hear.
Good, good. You keeping well?
Yep. Very well, despite the extraordinary circumstances we all find ourselves in.
God. This is the first time I've actually done a podcast.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't believe it, mate. You sure
Mind you,
about that?
I did a Zoom date actually a bit ago, a lockdown date over Zoom.
Yeah.
And how did that go?
She was actually already seeing somebody else, so she said to me afterwards, "Oh, you're not for me," But then it come up on Facebook that she'd been seeing him for a few months. So she seemed a nice girl, so I was friendly enough. So wish her well. So
yeah.
Yeah, things happen, Karen, doesn't it? Things happen.
Yeah, true. I joke that I'm single by choice. I say it's a women's choice.
Oh,
tough crowd.
Oh, you got to be careful. You got to be careful here. We got a lady here. Anyway,
I know, but they're all clean. They're all family friendly. My jokes. It's like I used to say to one of my mates the other day. I said I used to date a twin. My friend said, "How'd you tell them apart?" I said, "Well, Claire has blonde hair, blue eyes, stunning figure, and Derek has a moustache."
Darren, no. All right, okay.
Hey, one last one. I had a date lined up with an Eskimo girl the other day, but she cancelled. Yeah, I think she got cold feet. Hey, I've seen you on telly a few times, Steve. You've done a bit of TV yourself, haven't you?
I've done TV, film, loads, mate, loads.
All right, good. Happy days, eh?
We'll have a chat after, anyway. Okay.
Good.
Now, I saw you on TV must have been about 3 or 4 months ago, and you were on a program called Ninja Warrior. Is that right?
That's correct.
How did you get on, mate?
Well, to be honest, I got to the fourth obstacle, but then I remembered I'm scared of heights. But to be honest, I didn't think I'd get that far because I failed everything in the casting. But in the casting, I was just cracking jokes like I normally do because I'm a plumber in a day. And normally when I'm in the house telling a few jokes, I normally put the kettle on to shut me up.
Yeah.
So when I was in the casting, I was just telling them jokes. I said, to be honest, I'm doing rubbish because I've not been doing any training. I said, I've been doing my mum's bungalow up. I said, she wanted a house, but that's another story. I said, I was very sporty when I was at school, but I was a nervous javelin thrower. I said, he had a nickname, Shakespeare. So I was telling them jokes non-stop all through the casting, right, when I was going around on all the equipment. And I've got a black belt in judo, so I joked. I said, I used to do mud wrestling as well. I said, did you? I said, yeah, but I had to fight dirty. Yeah, so next thing you know, they actually contacted me and they said, we want you. They said, on a whole series, we only have 8 people who do a video profile talking about their lives and what they get up to and a bit about themselves. They said, because you're a bit of a character, can we actually film you doing some plumbing and judo or stand-up comedy? So I said, yeah, no problem. So I thought everything was going great. They filmed me doing judo, plumbing. I was cracking a few jokes. But on telly, it come across well, the edit. It was really well put together. But it made me look rubbish at judo. I said, I think I'll do quite well. I've got a black belt in judo. And was only doing throw for throw. So when it come back to me after saying, I think I'll do quite well. I've got a black belt in judo. And I went, get off, you're hurting. And I never said that. And it come back to me. I said, yep, I think I'll do really well. But I think it come together well. Because they had me looking like an underdog, as if I was terrible at sport, and I got quite far. Like on the third obstacle, we had 4 massive coins, and I was the 15th person up on the day out of 45 people, and only 2 people had managed to run across these coins. So I thought, I'm not going to do it. These people are British national, sports people, gym owners, ex-army people. I thought, I'm not going to do it. And I ran, and I made it. So then I'm on the floor, and everybody's cheering for me. So, so I had a good day. Yeah, then at the end, Ben Shepherd and Chris Kamara, they said, tell you what, we'll give Darren from Stockport 9 out of 10 for entertainment. But I think because I was just happy to be there, I think it's shown on my face. But I actually was just enjoying the day and having fun, really, which I was doing. You know, I was cracking jokes in the changing rooms with all the other Ninja Warriors, you know, having a bit of a laugh with them.
So what stage did you go to then? Was it the first
Well, I
stage?
got to stage 4. Well, to be honest, they didn't show me on stage 1, where it's little steps jumping from step to step. But on telly, they all look the same height and same distance apart, but they're not. They go higher up and wider. And I was almost falling in, and it took forever, and I almost fell in so many times. That's why they didn't show you that bit. And I just made it on each step. And I had everybody cheering for me because I was an underdog. Then I had this rope. I had to go down on a rope slide and grab a punch bag. And I was missing grabbing the punch bag with my feet. So he was rolling back and forth a few times. When I just caught it in the end, and I slowly worked my way across to the other side of a platform, and I just went plonk dead slowly. Then I was cheering again, and everybody was cheering for us. Then he had the coins, which I ran over. And I didn't think I'd do it, but I made it. But then I had an obstacle where I had to get to 90 degrees out, swing out to 90 degrees. And it was so high up, I'm scared of heights. I just sort of like swung back and forth, and eventually slowed down. I just dropped in the water. And everybody who watched it said it was so funny, you know, but I had a laugh, you know, and I had all my friends there watching me in the audience. So, yeah, it was, like I say, I had an amazing day, and I was just happy that they picked me to go on it. So I was thankful for that.
And where was it? Where did you actually have to travel to for the shoot?
Well,
Where's it?
Well, luckily, I live in Stockport, South Manchester, and I was at the Manchester Convention Centre, you know, the old GMEX Centre.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so it wasn't too far.
Yeah, so it's not far. No. Well, I did Blind Date a couple of years ago, and I had to go to London for that, to the Southwark Studios, ITV Studios. So that was a bit of a travel, but yeah, I filmed quite a few TV shows myself now.
That's good. So what happened on Blind Date then?
Oh, I had a bit of a laugh. What happened was, when the casting, I just sent an email in. It come up on Facebook saying they're looking for people for Blind Date. So I just sent a joke in just after I got in from a nightclub saying I'm single. I said I'm a plumber. I split up with my girlfriend. I said it's overflow. So then I got sent loads of forms, and I never filled any in. Then Monday morning, Blind Date said, we're at the end of the casting, you must fill the forms in. So I said, I can't, I'm at somebody's house. So they said, well, we may ring you if you answer these questions. So I just put the phone number. She rang me, and I just told a few jokes. She said, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to ring you on Skype tonight. So she did, and I was cracking jokes again. And the next thing you know, they asked me to do a police check, you know, a CIB check. Yeah, which I know I'll pass because I'm police check because I work as a plumber in schools and public buildings and social housing anyway. So I've never been in trouble with police or anything anyway. So I thought, well, there's a good chance I'm going to be on the show. And the next thing you know, I was down in South, like I say, London, Southwark, and on Blind Date with Paul O'Grady, cracking a few jokes with him. But in the casting, I was just cracking loads of jokes. They're saying to me, like, Darren, if you could take one item on a desert island, what would it be? I said, well, I'd have to take my sat-nav because I'd be lost without it.
So come on, tell us, Darren, where'd you get all these jokes from? Because you obviously, they're just coming fast and furious. Would you read joke books? I mean, where does it come
to be
from?
honest, I do read a few joke books. Yeah, I'll be honest. Yeah, yeah, I do. And also, like I say, being a plumber.
But you've obviously got a very good memory to be able to memorize them all because they're just all there, aren't they? Rolling off the tongue.
Yeah. Well, I think sometimes it's good timing. Like if somebody says something, like I had Judge Rinder ring me last year asking me to go on a show. So I said, well, I was in court myself the other week. I said, I was in court. I said, charged with stealing a bag. I said, but I was only in court 2 minutes. It was a briefcase. I think because I'm always telling jokes as well, being a plumber. You know, people normally put the kettle on to shut you up. But I was in a house the other day and the kettle was broke, so I couldn't help it. I said, I can see trouble brewing today.
Stop her.
But they're all family friendly, they're all clean jokes.
But why? Have you considered doing a little job as a stand-up comic?
Well, I actually, after Blind Date, because everything Paul O'Grady was asking me, I was just replying with jokes. So I actually went on a comedy course, a 2-month course, and I actually started doing stand-up comedy now. But the thing is that I can take it or leave it. I've only wrote 2 5-minute sets, but they're both totally different. One's talking about one-liners and my life, and the other one's talking about being a plumber and driving a white van, and it's more mannerisms and, you know, emotions involved. So it's different types of comedy. But I'll admit, I'm trying to learn about comedy, but I'm at the bottom. But I think what it is, I've got loads of comebacks. So I was doing a gig just before lockdown, and these nurses were saying at last, a gag man, somebody telling gags. So luckily I've come back. So I went, oh, nurses, that reminds me. I said, I was in hospital the other week. It was playing music. I said, it was hip hop. Then I said, why do nurses carry red pens? I said, I've heard it's in case we need to draw blood. So I had everybody on the side, you know.
Oh, God.
And it's handy as well, because a comedian tried picking on me when he was doing his set. He said, he's probably single, Darren, because he's bald. So I said, well, that's right. I said, he had a date lined up the other day and she cancelled because I'm thinning. So I said, hair loss. But he tried to show me up. He said, Darren, he said, I'm on, not you. He said, I'm going to show you up now. I bet you can't tell another joke about hair. And everybody in the whole pub was turning around looking at me. He went, come on, clever clogs, we're watching. So I said, okay, it's National Rasta Hair Day at work tomorrow. I said, I'm dreading it. And everybody burst out laughing. So the comedian who tried to put me down, he scored an own goal. And so I was just having a bit of a laugh, you know, but they're all clean jokes, you know, quick comebacks.
So where
Darren.
did you do your comedy course?
Well, it was in the Frog and Bucket, you know, in Manchester. Yeah, and it's on YouTube. If you ever Google DarrenJoe, one word, then Watson, you'll see my first ever gig. Yeah, so I talk about driving a white van and Mr. White Van Man and what you expect, you know. And I joke about being a plumber, you know, what you expect of a plumber and everything. And I joke about people, you know, telling you how to do the job. And I'm like, well, why have you rang me? So so if you get to go on YouTube sometime, you'll see my first ever gig. But I was full of confidence on my first ever gig as well, because I went to actually watch a comedy course, and the tutor, Dave Williams, he said, be nice to everybody because it's the first time they've done comedy. So I knew that when I actually stood on stage for my first ever gig, I'd get no heckling. I'd get nobody having a go at me because I've actually seen it from the audience side. So and I think that shows sometimes when you've got your confidence with you as well.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Darren, what I want you to do is watch this and tell me what was going on here.
Okay.
Here we go.
With the love, and would you welcome the wonderful DarrenJoe! That's right. Hello. Hello, everybody. I was very nervous about performing tonight, so I thought I'd practice my material on a much smaller crowd, more intimate crowd. Last night, I went to the Stockport Swingers Association. Everybody had a lovely time, didn't we? Didn't we? And it's so nice to see so many of you here tonight as well. Well, like you already have quite a following. Well, I best introduce myself. My name's Darren, and I'm a plumber. It's not very glamorous being a plumber, but everybody thinks it is, don't we? We all imagine a lonely, sexy housewife in a sexy underwear, and in walks the plumber with his big tool. We all think that, don't we? Don't we? Don't we? Oh no. Perhaps I need to stop watching all these late night films. Whoops. Being a plumber, working many houses, and you meet all types of people. Some people even call me out, then tell me how to do the job. Why have you rang me? Why have you rang me? Oh, I don't have any tools. Use my tools, I'll watch you and tell you how you should be doing a job. Clearly I would never say that. But what I do say sometimes, okay, many times, I'm gasping. Oh, thirsty work this. Oh, so thirsty. For God's sake, put the kettle on, love! I don't know why as tradesmen drink brews. Before as a plumber, I never drank a brew. And first day, coffee, 5 sugars, tar love. Do you know what will go well with that brew?
So what, Dad? What was going on there then?
Well, like I say, people expect certain things of a plumber, so I'm just showing my life experiences of what people see, you know. So, like I say, you know, it's I do get people telling me how to do my job, you know, when you go out sometimes, and it does get frustration. So, like I say, comedy, I'm just trying to like put it all out there and try and cheer people up.
Yeah, yeah. It's you know, you're so funny. You're really funny, really. You know, you're
Thanks.
really. It's like a joke comes after another joke, and it's so funny.
Yeah.
And but it's like pleasing everybody, you've got to please everybody, isn't you?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, there's all different types of comedy. I'll hold my hands up. I'm at the bottom of it. But I'm trying to learn. But last summer, I filmed another show, a John Bishop pilot. So I went on stage with John Bishop telling jokes with him. So that might go on telly if it gets developed as well. So I had a bit of a laugh with him.
Brilliant.
But like I say, I'm at the bottom and trying to learn about comedy. My problem, I forget what I've wrote myself. So if you notice, I'm actually going on.
Yeah, yeah. I look at your jokes and then I copy them and I put them on my own Facebook. You know, I've got to be very careful what kind of jokes I put on Facebook. You know, but I think they're quite funny. Have we lost him?
I think we might have lost him, yeah.
Yeah. Are you there? Right, okay. Plan A. Anyway, what it is, I think sometimes comedians can be really, really good, and sometimes it can be really, really bad. Comedians. Do you reckon?
Yeah. I mean, it's just brilliance, isn't it? I think actually being a comedian, you've got to be very clever, you know, to have that sort of brain to memorize and know those jokes and keep them coming. It's really hard. You've got to be a bright button to be a comedian. It's not for the faint-hearted. It really isn't.
Of course it's not. Of course it's not.
I think, like I say, I'm just trying to cheer people up more than anything. So that's what I'm trying to do: spread the cheer, really, and have a laugh. But like I say, there's all different types of comedy. So, like I say, I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to go from being a plumber in houses who actually does crack a few jokes just every day, trying to have a laugh with my mates, to actually a bigger audience doing the same thing, but in a bigger crowd. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and take my, like I say, life lessons from what I've learned and what I see, take it on stage.
That's the way to do it, isn't it? That's the other way to do it. So what makes you... So what's your most embarrassing moment, then, being a plumber?
Well, you won't believe this, but I knocked on the door a few months ago, and a woman said, "Do you mind not knocking on? My cat's trying to sleep." So I said to her, "Well, how do you know I'm here?" She said, "Quiet, my cat's sleeping." She said, "You should have been here earlier today." I said, "I was. I rang your landline, I rang your mobile." And she goes, "Well, that's because I went out." So I thought, being a plumber, sometimes you see things, and you've got to bite your lip sometimes, you know. So I joked to my friends and said, "I think the cat was having a cat nap."
Oh, stop it.
You know, but that's a true story. Then I knocked on a door once, and a woman said to me, she went, "Can you knock on any louder?" You know, and started swearing. So I said, "Pardon?" She went, "You heard me. Can you knock on any louder?" So I said, "Yes, I probably could." She went, "You what?" So I said, "You asked me if I could knock on any louder." I said, "My answer was, yes, I probably could." She went, "No need to be cocky." She went, "I'm going to report you." So I said, "What for?" I said, "You know, how can you report me for answering a question?" So I just walked off and she was screaming at me. So obviously, when you go in houses like that, you know, but I'm lucky really because 99.9% of people are there. They're nice. They know that you're there to help them. And when you've done a good job and you've helped them, you know, you've done something right. You know, you're there to help people at the end of the day. And most people are thankful, luckily.
Yeah.
And most people put the kettle on as well. Sometimes you get a few biscuits.
Do you? Do you?
Yum, yum.
Oh yeah.
I've worked for the same company since... Well, I've worked for the same company since I left school. I'm 44 now. So since I was 16, I've worked as a plumber.
Gosh.
Yeah,
You get pension then?
Yeah, it's a good pension. I work for a local government firm, and there's been a lot of changes over the years, and so it is a good job, and it's local, a local van, and a finished low. I'm not having to travel too far, so it does have its perks. Like I say, I sometimes work in schools and public buildings as well as social housing. So you see all types of people, and like I say, most people are thankful, and you do your job and you're happy, and you go home, and it's a good job. Like I say, sick pay, holiday pay, pension.
How you been coping with the COVID?
Well, we've had to go in. We've worked all the way through. So I've been working as a emergency, key working plumber, and that led to me actually going on the Peter Crouch show as well.
Yes, I was just about to come and say that. Yeah.
Yes.
And
so
go on.
Well, the same production company actually filmed the John Bishop show for him last year. So, went on stage telling a few jokes. So hopefully that will get developed. And all I had to do was wave, just show that I'm a key working plumber. But work's pretty proud, because I was the only plumber on the whole series for the Peter Crouch show. Yeah, but I've been working all throughout COVID because obviously you're a bit knackered if you've not got your plumbing, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Mind you, being a plumber, I split up with my girlfriend. I said it's overflow.
Oh, that's great.
I got to throw a terrible one in, haven't I?
Sarah, now you know. If you need a plumber, you know where to go to now, sir.
Absolutely, yeah.
The call out might cost a bit because you might live a bit of a distance away from Stockport, eh?
I know, yeah. It's a bit of a way.
Yeah. Where do you both live then, roughly?
I'm down in Poole in Dorset.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
And I'm near Exeter.
All right, good.
Yeah, so how much is the call out charge?
Well, obviously I don't do it now. Don't do it. My mates do, but my mates charge £50. So I don't know whether it's a lot more expensive down south. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it is very expensive. So, have you got any more TV coming up?
Well, I've actually applied for a show for Channel 5 about meals, about takeaway secrets. So I might be on that briefly, just showing you me going out. But I'm quite lucky, really, because one of my friends has got a Chinese takeaway. So he always looks after me because he's a good friend. But at the same time, because he's a friend, if he has a leak, I just go around and fix it. Then one of my friends, he's got an Italian restaurant. So he looks after me. So I went in there the other week for some free food, But at the same time, if he has a leak, I go around and fix it.
Brilliant. Win-win.
Yeah, so I'll never starve.
That's very handy, isn't it?
Good.
Very handy. With your kind of like comedy, and it must be something. You must have a quiet side of you. Have you got any family or anything, or are you?
Yeah, well, I'm single. Like I say, I'm single by choice, no women's choice. But I've got a sister and a nephew and niece. They live local, but with COVID, obviously, I've not been able to see much of them, so I've not seen much of them. And I've got my mum, but I've been going around to help her, because she's in her 70s now. I've been helping her, getting her shopping and everything. And so I've just bing looking after her. She's been in like the bubble we have. So I've been looking after her, and I'm always doing jobs for her, helping my mum. So thing is, I said to my mum, I said, you looked after us. I said, it's my turn to look after you now. Yeah. So I'm always doing jobs at my mum's, Yeah, she does. She's, I'm always, most Sundays I'm at my mum's. She normally cooks me a breakfast in the morning, full English. Then in the afternoon, lunchtime onwards, I'm doing jobs around the garden or, doing jobs in her house. I ended up doing loads of work in a bungalow, knocking walls down, turning it from a 2-bedroom into a 1-bedroom. Did a full bathroom suite, a walk-in shower room for her. Fully tiled it. Floor tiled the whole bungalow. That was a bit of a pain. That was the biggest job. She wanted every room floor tiling. So that took forever, but she's happy, So, like I say, I said to my mum, it's my turn to help you now. So that's what we do.
So she can have the night on the tiles now, then.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. God, yeah.
Nice, Steve.
Yeah.
God. Well, I was actually dating a girl a bit ago. We were met in a travel agent,
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, but I was the last resort.
I
I
think we've got to fix you up sometime.
Yeah.
God.
Fix you up with a nice young lady.
God. I think what
Yeah.
happens is, though, because I've been single that long, you end up having bacheloritis. You know, because you're that used to your own space, your own time, coming and going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard.
Yes. Yeah. Have you been married before then? Is he gone again? Yeah. 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 How long have you been married into?
17 years.
17 years.
Yeah. Well, what about you?
I was married 11 years. Then in my marriage now, it's been 6 years now.
Oh, that's good.
So it's okay. It's okay. But 11 years I was married, and then unfortunately,
So have we
Not
lost
unfortunate-
Darren?
we are. So anyway,
Oh dear.
and he's
Well, he
back
was
again.
most entertaining, wasn't he?
Oh
He's
yes, very good, wasn't he?
Very, very good. Very,
Oh,
very
yeah.
sharp.
Are you back now? Are you?
I'm back. Sorry, it must be poor broadband there. Like I say, with me telling jokes, it's all come from blind date. What happened was when I was on stage with Paul Grady, everything he was asking me, I was just replying with jokes. So I think that's what gave me the confidence to actually go on the stage. You know, and then you've got to come out with quick.
Yeah. Can I tell you a story about Paul Grady?
Oh, go on, man.
Oh, then. I used to go to the Paul Grady show, right?
Yes.
And he used to have a dog called Buster,
Yes.
right? Everybody knows that. Anyway, he came out one day and he said, my brother, he collects autographs. I don't know why he does it, but he collects autographs. He's a really, he goes to London all the time and collects autographs and everything. That's his hobby. And anyway, one day, Paul Grady was walking in with his dog. And I said to Paul Grady, oh, my brother wants an autograph. Can you help? And he said, yeah, fine. He said, there's some tickets here. Let's come in and watch the show, the Paul Grady show. So we go to the Paul Grady show. They had Cliff Richard on, who I wanted to meet anyway. And I said to so anyway, afterwards I met Cliff Richard and Paul Grady's whatever, the person who walks the dog said to me, can you hold the dog for a minute? Right?
All right.
This is a true story, right? And I was holding the dog, and the next minute, because the dog saw a cat from my guest, this guest, Elizabeth Taylor, had a cat in a bag. It's like a Chinese cat.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's true story. And the dog kind of somehow I let go of the lead and it was chasing after Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah, honestly, it's a true story.
Bloody hell. So it was a bit of a scene.
It was a bit
Mind
of a
you,
scene,
I was teaching a Persian cat how to speak English the other day. The cat just looked at me and went, me? How? I'll tell you a true story. Do you know dogs are rubbish at dancing? Do you know why?
Why?
They've got 2 left feet. God. Well, everything Paul O'Grady was asking me loads of questions, and it was 2.5 hours cut to 8 minutes. But I was just coming out with jokes one after another, And
so
at one point, I was.
Just sorry, did you get picked for a date on Blind Date?
No, I didn't. But he made a fuss of me afterwards, and you do actually see him on telly say, "Thanks, Darren, you've been a great sport." But I think what it was, I was cracking that many jokes. Like at one point, he went, "Oh, you're giving me such an headache with all these jokes." So I said, "Headache, Paul." So I couldn't help it. I started telling headache jokes. I said, I went to the chemist to buy some headache tablets, but the chemist said we've got no headache tablets because of no birds. I said, how can a chemist have no headache tablets because of no birds, Paul? He said, I don't know, Darren. I said, it turns out the parrots eat them all. But the best answer, Paul come running over going, brilliant answer, brilliant answer. The girl, she goes, question 1, contestant number 1. She goes, I used to be a cat in my past life, and I make cat-like noises when I sleep. She goes, what animal would you be in the bedroom, and what noises would you make when you sleep? So you see me go like that. Then I said, I said, if there's an animal in a bedroom, I said, it'd have to be a horse. Everybody looked shocked. I said, but don't worry. I said, if I'm a horse in a bedroom, I said, there'll be no nagging. I said, the noise won't be too loud to upset the neighbours. I said, but most importantly, I said, I'm looking for a stable relationship.
Brilliant. That's a great answer.
Yeah, I also said I'd like the relationship to go in a distance because I'd like to be with you for a long time, but we cut that bit.
Yes, it's all edited.
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
yeah, it is edited, but it's 2.5 hours. Like I told another joke. Paul said, do you have any luck with women? I said, no. I said, Paul, my last girlfriend said, this year's birthday present must be twice the size of last year's. I said, Paul, I bought her a pair of knickers. He went, oh. I said, Paul, I thought I was doing the right thing. She had her knickers stole off a washing line, but she said, I'm not bothered about the knickers going missing, but I do want my 37 pegs back.
Right. Okay. Darren, you've been a wonderful guest. And I'll tell you what, mate, you've got to come back again because I haven't even finished with you yet. You know, I've got loads.
Well, I'm just starting, like I say, comedy. But I'll tell you one thing, Steve. What I like is your positivity. What you're always spreading cheer every day since I've come across you on Facebook, and that's good to see. And I try and do the same with comedy. And I believe in karma in life, and I'm lucky that I've got a lot of good friends who help me, and I help them. But I've had people let me down, and then you just know I just write them off. But I believe in karma. Be good to somebody, and it comes back. So I like to see you spreading positivity every day, Steve. It's good to see.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think that is. I'll definitely have you back because I've got loads more to ask you. All right? Loads.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime, Steve and Sarah. Thanks for your time.
Lovely to meet you, Darren. Keep cracking those jokes.
He's brilliant. Very good. Anyway,
he's a bundle of laughs.
Yeah, he's really good, isn't he? He's
really good. Yeah, I'd love to see him live. I think it'd be a right laugh to see him live.
Oh yeah, he will. I'm just sorry, but he's so funny, isn't he?
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, so lovely. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, folks. That's it. It's gone. 30 minutes already. So quick. It goes so quick. Anyway, thank you, Sarah.
Take care, Steve. See you next time.
Yeah, see you next time. Stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye.